Hello everyone, I'm here with sample paper 3 for class 10, term 1. Let us quickly go through the general instructions. This paper is of 40 marks. The time that you will get to solve the paper is 90 minutes. The question paper has 3 sections. Section A, that is the reading section, has got 18 questions, out of which you have to attempt a total of 14. Section B has got 12 questions. You have to attempt 10 questions from this section. This section is of writing and grammar. Section C is the literature section. Out of 30 questions, you have to attempt 26 questions. There is no negative marking and all questions carry equal marks. Let us start with the reading section. Do listen carefully. Get your OMR sheets ready. If it is possible, it will be good if you listen when I read and answer alongside when I read the questions. It will be easy when I read out the solution. You will be able to check your OMR sheets. So let us start. Question number 1 to 10 are based on given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. I rested for a moment at the door of Anand Bhavan on Market Road, where coffee drinkers and tiffin eaters sat still at the tables, uttering low moans on seeing me. I wanted to assure them, don't mind me. You hugging the cash box? You are a coward. Afraid even to breathe? Go on, count the cash, if that is your pleasure. I just want to watch it, that's all. If my tail trails down to the street, if I am blocking your threshold, it is because I'm told I'm 11 feet tip to tail. I can't help it. I'm not out to kill. I am too full. I found a green pasture full of food on my way. I won't attack until I feel hungry again. Tigers attack only when they feel hungry, unlike human beings who slaughter one another without purpose or hunger. To the great delight of children, schools were being hurriedly closed. Children of all ages and sizes were running helter-skelter, screaming joyously, "No school, no school, tiger, tiger!" They were shouting and laughing and even enjoying being scared. They seemed to welcome me. I felt like joining them. So I bounded away from the restaurant door. I walked along with them, at which they cried, "The tiger is coming to eat us! Let us get back to school!" I followed them through their school gate while they ran up and shut themselves in the school hall securely. I climbed up the steps of the school, saw an open door at the far end of a veranda, and walked in. It happened to be the headmaster's room. I noticed a very dignified man jumping on the table and heaving himself up into an attic. I walked in and flung myself on the cool floor, having a special liking for cool stone floors. As I browsed, I was aware of cautious steps and hushed voices all around. I was in no mood to bother about anything. All I wanted was a little moment of sleep. The daylight was very bright. So this was the passage. Let us see the questions. If you can, answer the questions as I read the questions. Question 1. Where did the narrator rest for a moment? A. School. B. On the street. C. In the pasture. D. Anand Bhavan. Question 2. Identify the word which means the same as heaving up. A. Running up. B. Climbing. C. Raising. D. Hiding. Question 3. Who is the narrator here? A deer, A part, B, a tiger, C, a human being, D, a student. Question 4. How did the diners at Anand Bhavan react to see the narrator? A. Locked themselves in the cafe. B. Sat still and uttered low moans. C. Started running here and there. D. Continued having food and coffee. Question 5. When do tigers attack? A. When they are sleepy. B. When they are hungry. C. Anytime without any purpose. D. In every few weeks. Question 6. In this context, how are human beings different from tigers? A. Humans slaughter one another when hungry. B. Humans slaughter one another without any purpose or hunger. C. Humans slaughter one another with a definite purpose. D. Humans slaughter tigers only. Question 7. Why were children happy and even enjoy being scared? A. They wanted to touch the tiger. B. Schools were being closed. C. Schools remained open even on tiger's arrival. D. They had never seen a tiger before. Question 8. What was Tiger's opinion about the man at cash counter? A. He is a coward. B. He is brave. C. He is money-minded. D. He is going to be its prey. Question 9. Where did the people shut them from the tiger? A. Restaurant. B. Veranda. C. School hall. D. Home. Question 10. Identify the word which means the same as hugging. A. Holding tightly in the arms. B. Hiding. C. Counting. D. Rubbing. Question number 11 to 18 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. Land use changes in India. Land use in a region to a large extent is influenced by the nature of economic activities carried out in that region. However, while economic activities change over time, land, like many other natural resources, is fixed in terms of its area. At this stage, one needs to appreciate three types of changes that an economy undergoes which affect land use. Number 1, the size of the economy measured in terms of value for all the goods and services produced in the economy grows over time as a result of increasing population, change in income levels, available technology, and associated factors. As a result, the pressure on land will increase with time and marginal lands would come under use. Number 2. Secondly, the composition of the economy would undergo a change over time. In other words, the secondary and the tertiary sectors usually grow much faster than the primary sector, specifically the agricultural sector. This type of change is common in developing countries like India. This process would result in a gradual shift of land from agricultural uses to non-agricultural uses. You would observe that such changes are sharp around large urban areas. The agricultural land is being used for building purpose. Thirdly, though the contribution of the agricultural activities reduces over time, the pressure on land for agricultural activities does not decline. The reasons for continued pressure on agricultural land are: A. In developing countries, the share of population dependent on agriculture usually declines much more slowly compared to the decline in the sector's share in GDP. B part, the number of people that the agricultural sector has to feed is increasing day by day. India has undergone many changes within the economy over the past 4 or 5 decades, and this has influenced the land use changes in the country. There are 2 points that you need to remember before you derive some meaning from this figure. Firstly, the percentages shown in the figure have been derived with respect to reporting area. Secondly, since even the reporting area has been relatively constant over the years, a decline in one category usually leads to an increase in some other category. 4 categories have undergone increases while 4 have registered declines. Share of the area under forest, the area under non-agricultural uses, current fallow lands, and net area have shown an increase. The following observations can be made about these increases. Number 1, the rate of increase is the highest in the case of areas under non-agricultural use. This is due to the changing structure of Indian economy, which is increasingly dependent on the contribution from industrial and service sectors and the expansion of related infrastructural facilities. Also, an expansion of area under both urban and rural settlements has added to the increase. Thus, the area under non-agricultural uses is increasing at expense of wastelands and agricultural land. Number 2, the increase in the share under forest, as explained before, can be accounted for by the increase in the demarcated area under forest rather than an actual increase in forest cover in the country. Number 3, the increase in the current fallow cannot be explained from information pertaining to only 2 points. The trend of current fallow fluctuates a great deal over years depending on variability of rainfall and cropping cycles. Number 4, the increase in net area sown is a recent phenomenon due to the use of culturable wasteland for agricultural purposes, before which it was registering a slow decrease. There are indications that most of the decline had occurred due to the increase in area under non-agricultural use. Let us quickly see the questions. Question 11. What factors lead to an increase in size of the economy? A, all of these. B, increasing population. C, change in income levels. D, available technology and associated factors. Question 12. How does the composition of the economy in developing nations undergo a change? A, the secondary and tertiary sectors grow slower than the primary sector. B, the secondary and tertiary and primary sectors grow at similar pace. C, all of these. D, the secondary and tertiary sectors usually grow much faster than the primary sector. Question 13. On what factor does the land use in a region depend upon a large extent? A, on the size of the population of that region. B, on the topography of that region. C, nature of economic activities carried out in that region. D, nature of working population in that region. Question 14. Land dash in terms of its area over a period of time. A, becomes invisible. B, increases. C, is fixed, D diminishes. Question 15. On what factor does the land use depend upon? A. All of these. B. The size of economy. C. The pressure on land for agricultural activities. D. The composition of the economy. Question 16. What is the economic status of India? A. Superpower. B. Underdeveloped. C. Developed. D. Developing. Question 17. What is the proportion of land occupied by forest in the year 1950 to 1951 and 2014 to 2015? Here are some pictures at the bottom according to which you have to answer. A. Option D. B. Option A. C. Option B. And D. Option C. Question 18. Since the past how many years India has undergone major changes within the economy? A. Past 100 years. B. Past 40 to 50 years. C. Past 75 years. D. Past 10 to 20 years. Question 19. Let us move on to the grammar section. They dash so many hotels in the region in recent past that gradually they dash the natural beauty of the area. The options are A. Were building, destroy. B. Are building, have destroyed. C. Will build, have been destroying. D. Have built, are destroying. Question 20. I dash tennis yesterday. A. Will play. B. Played. C. Play. D. Have played. Question 21. Dash. I get some plates while you are cutting the cake. A. Do. B. Let. C. Did. D. Shall. Question 22. The men of the community dash not support the leader. A. Is. B. Does. C. Do. D. Have. Question 23. He said, what a beautiful scene. We have to find the correct reported speech. A. He wondered that it was a beautiful scene. B. He exclaimed that it was a very beautiful scene. C. He exclaimed, what a beautiful scene it was. D. He said that what a beautiful scene it was. Question 24. According to the studies, dolphins, whales, and dash other sea creatures use highly sophisticated navigation systems. A. Each. B. Any. C. Many. D. Much. Let us now go on to the writing section. Question number 25 to 30 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. A formal letter is one written in a formal and ceremonious language and follows a certain stipulated format. Such letters are written for official purposes to authorities, dignitaries, colleagues, seniors, etc., and not to personal contacts, friends, or family. A number of conventions must be adhered to while drafting formal letters. Question 25. You will write your name and address in the dash of the letter. A part bottom left, B part top right corner, C part top left corner, D part center. Question 26. Which of these would you avoid using in your letter? A part do not, B part cannot, C part I am, D part wouldn't. Question 27. What will you write on the top of your letter on the left side? A. Salutation. B. Subject. C. Sender's address. D. Subscription. Question 28. Where should you write the date in your letter? A. Under the salutation. B. Under the recipient address. C. Above your address. D. Above recipient address. Question 29. Suppose you are writing your letter on a computer. How should you align your text? A. Justified. B. Right. C. Center. D. Left. Question 30. Which of the following you will not need in a formal letter? A. Using correct sentences. B. Checking spellings. C. Using paragraphs. D. Using pictures. Let us start the literature part. Question number 31 to 35 are based on the given text. Read the text and carefully and answer the questions. We who were outlaws not so long ago have today been given the rare privilege to be the host to the nations of the world on our own soil. We thank all of our distinguished international guests for having come to take possession with the people of our country of what is, after all, a common victory for justice, for peace, for human dignity. Question 31. The guests at the spectacular ceremony are being called distinguished because they, A part, they are visiting the country for this purpose. B. They are eminent world leaders witnessing it. C. They have resumed diplomatic relations with the country. D. They have been invited as guests to attend it. Question 32. It is a victory for human dignity. Pick the options that list the correct answer for what human dignity would include. A. Equality, liberty, indecency. B. Immorality, self-respect, equality. C. Equality, liberty, self-respect. D. Liberty, indecency, self-respect. Question 33. Why does the speaker say that it is a rare privilege? He says this as they have, A part, seldom been given this honor. B part, experienced it for the first time. C part, been deprived of this honor. D part, been chosen over other countries for this honor. Question 34. How do you think the speaker feels? Choose the option that best fits his state of mind. A. Emotional, elated, unmindful. B. Elated, unmindful, overwhelmed. C. Overwhelmed, elated, honored. D. Elated, honored, unmindful. Question 35. Pick the option that showcases the usage of host as in the extract. A part, he is the best host that one can ever come across. B part, she met the host and apologized for her friend's behavior. C part, he was praised for his hospitality as the host of the party. D part, she was able to host the event without any hindrance. Question number 36 to 40 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. Mr. Keesing had a good laugh at my arguments, but when I proceeded to talk my way through the next lesson, he assigned me a second essay. This time it was supposed to be an incorrigible chatterbox. I handed it in, and Mr. Keesing had nothing to complain about for 2 whole lessons. However, during the third lesson, he had laughed. He would finally had enough. He had finally had enough. And Frank, as a punishment for talking in class, write an essay entitled Quack, 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 said Mistress Chatterbox. Question 36. What convincing argument was made by Anne? Number 1, she was talkative just like any other student in the class. Number 2, she had the right to be talkative as it was a classroom and not a prison. Number 3, she had inherited the trait from her mother, so she couldn't stop being talkative. Number 4, she found it impossible to be quiet like the others as she couldn't change herself. A part option 1, B part option 3, C part option 4, D part option 2. Question 37. What does "had a good laugh" imply in the context of Mr. Keesing? It means that he pulled up Anne for her arguments in the essay. B. Ridiculed Anne in front of the whole class. C. Realized the humor in it and was amused. D. Celebrated his ability to make and write the essay. Question 38. Based on this extract, pick the option with the list of words that best describes Mr. Keesing. A. Tolerant and strict. B. Jovial and creative. C. Innovative and jovial. D. Strict and innovative. Question 39. Why do you think Mr. Keesing chose the title "An Incorrigible Chatterbox" for Anne to write on? This was so because he expected A. Anne to explore her creative writing skills, B. That this would embarrass Anne and would check her indiscipline, C. Her to apologize and not to repeat her talkative behavior, D. Anne to express her inability to elaborate on such a topic. Question 40. How did Anne feel when she was punished the third time by Mr. Keesing? She, A. was thrilled at another opportunity to showcase her writing abilities. B. was happy as she had to write 3 essays on the same topic. C. enjoyed making fun of Mr. Keesing in her own way. D. was worried as she had run out of original ideas for her essay. Question number 41 to 45 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. What is the boy now who has lost his ball? What? What is he to do? I saw it go, merrily bouncing down the street, and then merrily over there it is in the water. Question 41. The extract suggests that poet is A. the boy talking about himself, B. a parent recounting the incident, C. imagining the incident, D. an onlooker observing. Question 42. The poet seems to have indicated the merry bouncing of the ball to A. indicate the cheerful mood of the boy, B. contrast with the dejected feeling of the boy, C. support the happiness of the experience of play, D. create a sense of rhythm in these lines. Question 43. Choose the situation that corresponds to the emotion behind the exclamation mark in the poem. Number 1. Hey, hey, that's no way to dispose of the garbage. Have you no community sense? Please put it in the bin. Number 2. I knew it. I knew he'll fare well in the auditions for young chef. Now we prepare for the semi-finals. 3. I don't know where I have placed my iCard. Let me check the bag once more. Ah, finally. Number 4. I have been trying to call mom for the past 20 minutes and can't get through. I don't know how. Again. A option 3, B option 4, C option 2, D option 1. Question 44. The poem begins with a question. Based on your reading of the poem, the speaker A is thinking about himself, B wants the boy to answer the question, C expects the passerby to respond, D is looking for answers in a self-help book. Question 45. Alliteration is a literary device that occurs with the same letter or sound at the beginning of adjacent or closely connected words. Pick the option that showcases an example of alliteration from the extract. A. I saw it go. B. What is the boy now? C. Who has lost the ball? D. And then merrily over. Question number 46 to 50 are based on the given text. Read the text carefully and answer the questions. I had forgotten about them in excitement of the theft. Whole sentences I knew could one day bring me more than a few hundred rupees. It was a simple matter to steal and sometimes just as simple to be caught. But to be really big man, a clever and respected man, was something else. I should go back to Anil, I told myself, if only to learn to read and write. Question 46. Anil taught Hari to A. Write his name, B. Cook food, C. Ride a bicycle, D. Steal money. Question 47. In his excitement of theft, he forgot A. To lock the door, B. About his education, C. To take his clothes, D. To cook food for Anil. Question 48. He realized that education could give him A. None of these, B. Money, C. Both respect and money, D. Respect. Question 49. He went back to Anil. A. To give the money and leave, B. To confess his mistake, C. To thank him, D. To read and write. Question 50. Which work means the same as smart? Which word means the same as smart? A. Clever, B. Big, C. Simple, D. Respected. Question 51. Why was Lencho angry when he counted the money? A. The postmaster rebuked him. B. The amount received was not what he expected. C. The postmaster gave him fake currency. D. Most of the notes were damaged. Question 52. But if it had to perish twice, what does it stand for in these lines? A. World, B. Desire, C. Ice. Question 53. The whole family of the young seagull addresses him as A. Hardworking, B. Brave, C. Coward, D. Courageous. Question 54. Who was the most popular girl in school in the 100 Dresses 1? A. Wanda, B. Maddie, C. Peggy, D. All of these. Question 55. Name the poetic device used in the line has given my heart. This is from The Dust of Snow. A. Simile, B. Metaphor, C. Alliteration, D. Oxymoron. Question 56. According to Nelson Mandela's doctrine, a man who takes away another man's freedom is A. Prisoner of loyalty, B. Prisoner of hatred, C. Anti-nationalist, D. Traitor. Question 57. Name the poetic device used in the line on pads of velvet quiet. This is from A Tiger in the Zoo. A. Consonance, B. Oxymoron, C. Assonance, D. Metaphor. Question 58. Why were the two boys in London surprised and fascinated? A. They saw a hound in their backyard. B. They saw dollars floating in the air. C. They saw footprints originating out of nowhere. D. They saw an extraterrestrial. Question 59. The thief used to take dash rupees from the money, everybody, which was given by Anil for grocery shopping. A. 1, B. 10, C. 50, D. 5. Question 60. The chapter is all about a pet animal named Tricky. Who was Tricky? A. Rabbit, B. A cat, C. A mouse, D. A dog. So that was the paper, and now let us see the solution. Solution of the reading part first. 1. D part Anand Bhavan. 2. C part Raising. 3. B part A Tiger. 4th B part Sat still and uttered low moans. 5. B part When they are hungry. 6. B part Humans slaughter one another without any purpose or hunger. 7th B part Schools were being closed. 8. A part He is a coward. 9. C part School hall. 10. A part Holding tightly in the arms. Second extracts answers. 11th A, all of these. 12th D part, the secondary and tertiary sector usually grow much faster than the primary sector. 13 C part, nature of economic activities carried out in that reg. 14 C part is fixed. 15 A, all of these. 16 D part developing. 17 B option A. 18 B past 40 to 50 years. Solution to grammar part. Answer 19. D part have built are destroying. 20 B part played. 21 D part shall. 22 C part do. 23 B part he exclaimed that it was a very beautiful scene. 24 C part many. Now solution to the writing part. 25 C top left corner. 26 D wouldn't. 27 C sender's address. 28 D above recipient address. 29 D left. 30 D using pictures. Answers to literature part. Question 31. The answer is B part. They are eminent world leaders witnessing it. 32 C part. Equality, liberty, self-respect. 33 B part. Experienced it for the first time. 34 C part. Overwhelmed, elated, honored. 35 D part. She was able to host the event without any headdress. 36 B part. Option 3. The explanation is that she had inherited the trait from her mother, so she couldn't stop being talkative. Question 37. C part, realized the humor in it and was amused. 38. D part, strict and innovative. 39. That this would embarrass Anne and would check her indiscipline, so this was the B option. 40. D part, was worried as she had run out of original ideas for her essay. Solution to question 41. D part, an onlooker observing. 42. B part, contrast with the dejected feeling of the boy. 43. B part, that is option 4. 44. A part is thinking of himself. 45. C part, who has lost his ball. 46. A part, write his name. 47. B part, about his education. 48. C part, both respect and money. 49. D, to read and write. 50. A part, clever. 51. B part, the amount received was not what he expected. The explanation to this is Lencho appealed to the Almighty to get the sum of 100 pesos, but unfortunately the postmaster could collect 70 pesos only. 52. A part, world. The poet through the poem tries to opine that hate and greed are greatest malice in this world. The poet says that although he favors the belief that the world would end in fire, he also feels that if the world were to end twice, it would end in ice. That is, man's propensity to hate the other will be the cause of its demise. Question 53, C part, is the answer coward. Being a bird, the young seagull has fear of flying, and because of it, he didn't even try once to fly. That's the reason why his family addresses him as a coward. 54. C part, Peggy. 55. C part, alliteration. 56. B part, prisoner of hatred. Nelson Mandela's doctrine articulates that a man who takes away another man's freedom is a prisoner of hatred, as he is locked behind the bars of prejudice and narrow-mindedness. 57th answer is D part, that is metaphor. 58, the answer is C part. They saw footprints originating out of nowhere. The two boys were astonished on spotting footprints on the steps of a house. They soon realized that they had no visible origin. 59 A part, the first explanation, that is 1. 60 D part, a dog. The chapter is all about a pet animal named Tricky. He was a dog who was owned by a wealthy single woman named Mrs. Pumphrey. I hope you got all your answers correct. Thank you so much for joining. We'll be back with sample paper 4 in a day or two.